And the Giant defense rises to the challenge.
A huge play for the Giants defense. Best starting field position of the day for the Giants offense. As Manning finds Hakeem Nicks at the Eagles 45. He took a shot from Jason Babin at the end of the play. Gain of 9 for Nicks.
Holy cow, I thought that was going to be like a linebacker, Jason Babin. I mean, he ran all the way around from the opposite end, pressures the quarterback, and then just continues straight downfield.
Man, another bad tackle by Nnamdi Asomugha. Man.
Eagle trainers continue to look at that right hand of Michael Vick. Went in for x-rays, did not miss a play. Second down and 1. Bradshaw cuts to the outside and has a first down.
Similar situation there with Ahmad Bradshaw, but he has a much better result than LaShawn McCoy did. Bounces it outside. And you leave your spot. You talked about it, Tony. Everybody's got to have that gap, and all of a sudden you see the running back kind of up in the middle. You leave your support contained, and you come inside, stick your nose in there, and he bounces out right where you were.
Only the second first down this half for the Giants. From the 40, the toss by Bradshaw. Bradshaw stays on his feet, running hard. Takes it down to the Eagles 32, a gain of 8.
Man, from the get-go, the Eagles were just out-leveraged with the offensive line of the New York Giants to that right side, exactly where Ahmad Bradshaw ran. Well, they had a slot out there, a tight end, and they had no force.
Tough running by Ahmad Bradshaw right there. And there's Trent Cole. Now he came from the opposite side, not to be outdone by Jason Babin. He talked to us that the key to this defense is running. We're seeing it from both of these defensive ends.
On second down and 2, the fake end around to Cruz. Manning going deep, and the pass is broken up by Brian Roll, the fullback. Henry Hynoski, the intended receiver.
We saw a similar play with Brandon Jacobs go for a touchdown when they made the play fake to him again. They're going to clear the field again and try and slip the fullback on the route down the field this time. Come out on your release, show flat route, then turn. Henry Hynoski's got to sell that flat a little bit longer. Sell the flat, get Brian Roll to bite on it, and then make your turn to keep your separation.
Yeah, there was no sell there for Roll to go and bite on. Exactly right, Darryl.
And now Manning calls timeout.
Timeout. Giants.
So a third down and 2. Upcoming with 9.5 remaining in the fourth quarter. And the Eagles leading the Giants by 2.
Sitting in meetings with them, you know, as explosive as Green Bay is, last year they held them to 17 points, 10 points, and 14 points. So great divisional battle coming up after this one.
He also told us, hands down, Aaron Rodgers, best quarterback in the NFL. Third down and 2, and Brandon Jacobs inside the 30 picks up a Giants first down.
Giants have been very opportunistic during the course of the afternoon. In the first half, a couple of really well-designed plays get them 14 points, and then on the 4th and 1, the defense makes a big stop. Their offense really hasn't done much through the second quarter and third quarter, and here they come with good field position, putting together a nice drive here to try and get down and take the lead back.
Bradshaw replaces Jacobs, 1st and 10 from the 30-yard line. Here's Bradshaw. Down to the 28, gain of 2. Trent Cole made the tackle.
They're getting better, Tony. I mean, this defense started off the year with some issues in the run game, got hit big by Steven Jackson on the first couple of carries, gave up some big plays to Michael Turner last week, so you knew coming into it. You know, if you made this point, you know, during the pregame show when you had the little bump in there that, you know, you really felt it was going to be critical for Brandon Jacobs and Ahmad Bradshaw to run. Philadelphia's defense has done a good job at times, still giving up those big plays here and there.
Play action, 2nd and 8. Manning fires, Cruz makes the catch, and he is in for the Giants touchdown.
How about Victor Cruz this afternoon.
In double coverage on this play.
I tell you what, Nnamdi Asomugha, so we think he's going to be on Hakeem Nicks all afternoon. There goes Victor Cruz. Nnamdi plays it perfect. He's got safety help, but look at the strength at the point of the catch by Victor Cruz. That's awesome.
Now remember, all scoring plays are reviewed. It was ruled a touchdown, so the officials felt that Cruz crossed the plane before he lost the football. But they will take a look. So Jeff Triplett will take a look at it. Jeff Triplett.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field is confirmed. Receiver caught the ball, stuck it over the goal line plane before he lost possession. It is a touchdown.
All right, thanks, Kurt. Once again, in the upper left-hand corner, our Fox box, the timeout situation. 2 timeouts remaining. Giants trail by 10 as Manning throws, and it's caught by Nicks out at the 29-yard line for a gain of 9. Patrick Peterson, the tackle.
And we'll get into a little bit of an up-tempo offense here for the Giants with this being a 2-possession game right now.
Second down and 1. Inside handoff to Bradshaw. And Bradshaw looks to have a Giants first down at the 31. Hakeem Nicks. 107 yards, his 8th career 100-yard game. 8 receptions today. Manning, pump fake on first down. Loads of time. Fires downfield, and it's caught by the tight end Ballard in Cardinals territory.
Right now,
21 yards.
Darnell Dockett is not in. That defensive line, they are just being stopped dead on the line of scrimmage. These guys are just stopping, not pursuing Eli Manning. If you let him sit back there, he'll pick you apart all day.
And Dockett's on the sidelines because he has his helmet on. As Manning fires for another first down to Victor Cruz.
Again, that confidence and that maturity to stay in that pocket, Goose. I mean, even on that last one, I mean, Eli did not drift at all. He hung at the back of the pocket, didn't drift side to side or back, hung in there, and then he was able to find Jake Ballard down the field.
That's a guy who has ice in his veins, Darryl. Just patient, waits for his opportunities like we saw last week against the Eagles. It makes him count when he takes the shots.
And like he's done, Goose, in this stadium when it counted most. That throw is through the hands of Cruz. Michael Adams on the coverage.
And it's taken a while for Eli to find that matchup. We saw Richard Marshall go out on the last series. Now Michael Adams comes in as the nickelback. Would have expected Eli to test that matchup earlier. Good position by Michael Adams in coverage.
Marshall into his right quad. There's defensive coordinator Ray Horton. Spent the last 7 years on the Steelers staff. Second and 10, low snap. Manning to the outside, and Nicks wins the battle. Hakeem Nicks took it away from A.J. Jefferson and brings it all the way down inside the 2.
This is just a great individual effort by Hakeem Nicks. Again, it's the back shoulder throw that Tony was talking about. I really think that A.J. Jefferson is in good position. You know, you can't play it much better than just finishing the play, but again, Hakeem Nicks just takes the ball from him.
Seems like they've been throwing at A.J. Jefferson all day today, Darryl, and doesn't look like they're going to let up at all.
And Jefferson, guys, slow to get up. He's down on the field at the 10-yard line.
Yeah, he's been in position a number of times today, Tony. Has not played poorly at all. And it's been some really good individual plays against him in coverage.
Remember, in the secondary, Cardinals already lost Richard Marshall, as Darryl mentioned, with the right quad injury. He was replaced by Adams. And now Jefferson, the starting left quarterback, is down. So the Giants, who started this drive at their own 20, have gone 78 yards. in 6 plays against Ray Horton's defense.
And again, it's not being able to get to the quarterback right now. Eli Manning is being able to stand in that pocket and make throws down the field. He's not being pressured at all. That has been the big difference on this drive. And again, the confidence that we talked about at the top of the broadcast, here the Giants are, they're never going to be nervous about a situation during the course of the game. So they're going to march right down the field right here. And Arizona, you know, searching for something to gain confidence, is finding themselves in a very similar situation to what's happened to them the last 2 weeks. Check the secondary for you. There's Kerry Rhodes, there's Adrian Wilson. Now those are your 2 safeties. You'll have Patrick Peterson at 1 corner. Michael Adams will come in as the nickel. The Giants go to a different personnel so they can actually get more linebackers on the field. Interesting call.
First and goal from the 2. Manning to the end zone. And Ballard came down with it for the Giants touchdown.
Jake Ballard, great work in the back of the end zone. Stuart Bradley in position. There's the catch. 1 foot down. Look at the big guy get both feet down. Possession all the way through the catch.
We talked about it earlier about Eli Manning just sitting in the pocket and being patient. Tell you what, he was never more patient than he was on this play, Darryl. He had him wide open earlier, but just sat there and waited for the right time, threw a perfect ball to the back of the end zone to Jake Ballard, and saw what happened.
Now they're going to go take a look at this to make sure that he got both feet down and had possession all the way through the catch as he went to the ground. I didn't see anything that would be contrary to that, but I was actually surprised of the personnel group, Goose, because you had Richard Marshall out as your nickel back, and then A.J. Jefferson goes down as your corner, and they send out a personnel group that doesn't take advantage of the fact that they just lost, you know, a lot of that secondary. You know, I thought they were going to come in and maybe spread them out, try and create a matchup there.
Now remember, you have to get both feet down and then complete the catch, maintain possession. Looks like Ballard did. Remember, he lost the touchdown earlier when his knee was ruled down, and then Brandon Jacobs scored on the next play.
So he has that ball pressed against his body and it never leaves. You can see it right there. I mean, he just makes a great catch, gets both feet in for a big guy, and no question on this play.
A number of times today, Tony, we have seen Arizona Cardinal players in a position to make a play on the ball, and with that, whether it's their eyes aren't back on the quarterback, they don't get that call that the ball's coming in to be able to get that head around and make a play on it. The Giants have been very, very good in a lot of these jump ball situations, not only offensively, but also Antrell Roll there against Larry Fitzgerald that one time when he got his interception. The only one they lost was the one to Larry that was down deep in Giant territory in the first half.
So Jake Ballard hopes that this will not be overturned and will stand as his first NFL touchdown. 6'6" tight end in his second season out of Ohio State.
After reviewing the play, the rule on this field stands. Touchdown.
You know, and he did a heck of a job last week in the Philadelphia game blocking those defensive ends for the Eagles. So Jake Ballard really starting out with a good year. You know, adding a little bit of diversity to what he can do. That's great athleticism right there to make that catch. So he's not just a big body that's going to block on the end of the line for him.
That was close. Coughlin lost the argument and the timeout. Manning cuts away from the pressure, and the pass is caught by Victor Cruz, who stays on his feet and takes it down to the 29. He then lost the football.
No one touched him. He's not down. That's a fumble.
Giants run their next play. At least they tried to.
Ken Wisenhunt threw it out. It's not onto the field very far, but he got it out before the snap.
Wisenhunt using his second challenge as Cruz was ruled down. Let's take another look.
He breaks that tackle.
So contacted initially by Adams, stayed on his feet, goes down.
No one touches him, and the ball's on the ground. That's a bad mistake by Cruz right there.
Was not touched. once again, Wisenhunt is challenged, throwing the red flag for the second time this quarter. And we will welcome back in from Los Angeles our rules analyst after Jerome
The
Boger.
ruling on the previous play was that the receiver gave himself up by going to the ground. That cannot be challenged. So there's no challenge allowed by Arizona.
Wow.
It's first down, New York.
So it is ruled that Cruz gave himself up. What do you think, Mike Pereira?
Well, here I go again, and you see something that you hardly ever see. I don't know that he gave himself up. When you talk about giving yourself up, you are actually talking about deliberately going to the ground. I think he stumbles and then lets the ball go. You know, to me, I think you have to play that, but he's right. If you've ruled that he'd given himself up and going to the ground, you cannot review that.
Mike, can you challenge something else in the play? And then they
It
have to
doesn't make
review
any
that?
difference because, but even if you do, you can't go back to that because it's not reviewable.
And now Manning hits Nix for a go-ahead touchdown.
Wow, what a crazy segue plays.
Oh, my Lord.
29 yards from Eli Manning to Hakeem Nicks. Some more magic for Manning here in Glendale, Arizona.
Unbelievable, unbelievable. Hakeem Nicks on the outside working against Patrick Peterson. Just loses contact with him, loses feel. The ball's thrown to the inside. Hakeem Nicks goes and gets it.
We talked about it. The Giants put the pressure on him, not quite as much as like the Jets do with Darrelle Revis, but a lot.
His second interception from the 19. It's Bradshaw running with great force and intensity for 11.
Boy, what a turnaround. Kevin Booth, oh my gosh, right guard. Double teams, then gets up on the linebacker and gets contact again. Allows it to happen. And he is, like I said, played center last week, right guard this week.
With 3.5 to play. Comes out throwing. And out of bounds at the 33. Pasco for 3. Next week, regional action. We're going to be right back here at this stadium for San Diego and the Jets. Some will get their action late with Pittsburgh at Arizona or Kansas City against Oakland. Regional action next week, all beginning with the NFL Today presented by Southwest Airlines. Second and 7 for the Giants. And Bradshaw, big running lane, and he takes off. Bradshaw able to hop past Bird and Florence at one time he got away from.
It was a stiff arm. Bird does the right thing. He tries to go down, get his arms around his legs. But Bradshaw, little counteraction, good block on the outside, and just puts his arm out there. I'm sorry, it's not Bird that misses the first tackle. It's Drayton Florence.
Yep, Florence first. And then here's Bird right here, 31.
Yeah, at least he slows him down.
Ware into the backfield after that 30-yard rump. Manning unloads, and that might draw a flag. Florence. No, yes, they do throw it out. Trying to defend on Nix.
Yeah, everybody could see the pulling of the jersey that time.
Pass interference. Defense, number 29. The ball he plays to the spot of foul. Automatic first down.
Lawrence has had a tough day.
Stays with him this time on the inside release. Oh, yes. And what happened is, Jim, there was an official behind him. Couldn't see it. He was shielded. Shielded from it.
The 26 is Ware. And as we reach the 3-minute mark, he picks up 5.
That was just an attitude run that time by the Giants. Hand it off, and everybody just fire out, hit your guy, David Deal, Will Beatty.
Fitzpatrick just
Just give me one more chance.
Yeah.
That's all he's thinking.
And trying to let go, although it's impossible to do so. That pick, as he had the Bills driving to go ahead. 2nd and 5. And Bradshaw is within a yard of the first. This will probably bring us down to the 2-minute warning. Bradshaw, by the way, goes over 100. 102 yards on the ground and 3 touchdowns. 3rd and 1 coming up out of the 2-minute warning. You're watching the NFL on CBS. Coming out of the 2-minute warning, a 3rd and 1 on the way for the Giants. What do you see here, Phil?
Well, I'll go the Buffalo defense. I would play run, of course, 100%. I would commit every extra guy up front to stopping the run. Because if you let them run it and get the first down, the Giants can take your timeouts away from you and really make it difficult for you to win. So dare Eli Manning to throw it against just single one-on-one coverage.
They got Andrews in the backfield as the fullback. And shift him over on a wing on the right. And a flag. And a procedure penalty.
False start. Offense, number 78. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Wow, this was an issue last week against Seattle late in the game for the Giants.
Well, we basically saw Tom Coughlin do calisthenics in front of us in our meeting talking about false starts. 78. And he demonstrated this to us because this is all it takes. He got down in the stance, which I was pretty impressed with. 65 years old and limber and did it. But how many times the Giants do exactly that?
3rd and 6. They got the one-on-one, trying to work on Florence, and they draw another flag on him. Second on this drive.
Pass interference. Defense, number 29. Ball replaced at the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
Eli Manning's got to be thinking, I'm either going to get a catch or I'm going to get a call.
Oh, absolutely. Never turns around and looks. Runs through the receiver, too.
That's the 3rd penalty of the day against Florence. 45 penalty yards in all. Giants set up at the 7th, 1st and goal. Bradshaw. Stop just short.
I was going to say, if I was the Bills, good. Let them score.
Timeout. Timeout called by the Bills.
Yeah, he is just short.
Kevin Gilbride at one time was an offensive coordinator at Buffalo about 10 years back. What a big day, though, for Bradshaw. Over 100. 3 touchdowns, very nearly a 4th, and who knows, maybe it's still to come.
When you started the day off, we talked about it. He says, I'm big enough to put the team on my back, this offense, whatever. Well, he came through on that promise. He has run the ball extremely well. But you know, Jim, I always see that situation. I don't know if I could do it as a coach. Let them score. Give your offense that extra time. They still had 3 timeouts. I know I definitely would let him score in this play.
Brandon Jacobs sitting out this game with a knee injury. 2nd and goal. And Bradshaw is set back 4 yards by Darius. And another quick timeout called. All by the Bills. Got 1 minute and 40 to play in what's been a good one. Here at MetLife Stadium. Buffalo and the Giants tied at 24. The Giants have a 3rd and goal to go from the 5.
Well, that was really bad strategy by me, because now look what the Giants, or the Bills, have the Giants in. A situation like this, if they decide to throw it, it's incomplete. They save that timeout and would only need a field goal to tie. It's a good thing I'm not the coach here, Vince.
Well, 3 receiver set, and Manning throws, almost intercepted. Leotis McKelvin, the #1 takeaway team in the game, hasn't had one today, but very nearly with a huge one, and it was almost shades of Seattle. In the same spot a week ago.
Yeah, a little different route this time. The receiver is sitting still. McKelvin comes around, probably the truest corner on the Buffalo Bills.
And now they bring out Tynes for the field goal try to take the lead from 23 yards. And the kick is good. Giants go up 27-24.
Well, what a stand by the Bills to come back with 1:32 and still have a timeout left.
Ahmad Bradshaw in the backfield takes the pitch and is down at about the 48-yard line. This week, Dave's all new with Ben Stiller, NCIS star Mark Harmon, and tomorrow, Jesse Eisenberg, followed by the Late Late Show with Craig Ferguson, only CBS. And they wonder why we have such great ratings. Dave's multitasking.
Works 7 days a week. Well, the one thing that Tom Coughlin does know about his team is they know how to finish. That's what winning teams do. And in this situation, can the Dolphins finish?
This is Bradshaw. Bradshaw with running room. To the 40. With that, over to our NFL Today studios, JB and Shannon. All right, guys, thank you very much. Meanwhile, first down, Giants. At the Miami 40. Manning with time. That's complete to Hakeem Nicks. Out of bounds at the 22. And another first down.
Boy, and you called it, Greg. Miami unable to generate any pass rush at all. Outstanding job by the Giants offensive line. Eli just standing there and gives Hakeem Nicks all the time in the world to shake loose from Sean Smith. Check it out. I mean, a 4-man rush from, if you want to call it a rush, that was just snuffing him out.
This is Bradshaw. And Randy Starks took care of that one right off the bat.
Well, instead of heading upfield, Randy Starks just sliced right back into it. We got the one good run on this drive from Bradshaw, but again, this game has been Eli Manning and his ability to move the ball through the air. Already, he's thrown the ball 40 times in this contest.
More than doubled up on the rush. Manning. The end zone. Incomplete.
Well, there's the rookie again, Jimmy Wilson. He's there with Mario Manningham.
Manningham wanted the call to go against Miami.
Well, it's Manningham coming back to the football.
That's a pretty good play by the rookie.
Darn right it is. He doesn't have the left arm. He's reaching around trying to knock the ball away. And the pass from Manning actually makes it into Manningham's hands. That's just really good work by Jimmy Wilson. Let's give the kids some props when they're due.
3rd and 12. Manning down the middle, got his man inside 10, inside the 5, touchdown, Victor Cruz.
Well, once again, Eli Manning able to stand in a very comfortable pocket. able to step up. He's got great line of sight. And wide open was Victor Cruz, and then Will Allen just with a missed tackle. I mean, here comes Will Allen, and again, he just got him high, slid down, couldn't wrap up.
Eli Manning has thrown an interception in the end zone. He has had 4 comebacks in the fourth quarter this season. And his team is down by 3 with 1:36 left. And the league's worst ranked defense, the worst ranked pass defense, will be tested here at the end of the game. Plenty of time. Manning finds Cruz, and Victor Cruz able to hang on, has a first down outside the 35. 18 yards from Eli Manning.
You know, initially Victor Cruz couldn't win on the route, but because Eli was able to escape the pocket, it gave Cruz an opportunity to redirect and get open. Initially, this is where Eli was wanting to go with the ball down the middle, but he couldn't get any separation from McCourty. But when he came back out of the route because of Eli being flushed, that's what then gave him the separation for the completion.
Here's a break for the Giants. Josh Barrett could not get up and get off the field. He needs help. A timeout is charged to New England, and that stops the clock with 1:18 remaining.
You know, that was good coverage by Devin McCourty, and that's all you can ask from a defensive back. And if a guy has time to change his route and come back out of the route, then it means there's not enough pressure on the quarterback, and there wasn't on Eli Manning.
2 timeouts left. Down by 3. Extra men on the rush. Manning throws. Victor Cruz. This ball is incomplete. Chung came down with it. Now he's hurt. He gets up and limps back to the huddle as Chung was out of bounds when he hauled it in. And that's another Eli Manning throwing off the back foot, just putting it up for grabs.
He got pressure in his face inside, and you're right. He was fortunate.
2nd and 10. Manning over the middle. A lot of contact with Arrington and Victor Cruz. No flag, incomplete. 3rd and 10.
And what we're seeing from the Patriots is they're playing man coverage underneath. They've got 2 safeties deep. And so the weakness then of that coverage is in the middle where Cruz is trying to go. That's where he was trying to go on the first down play that he got the completion. He's just been unable to win on the route.
Not as much contact as I initially thought, and now 2 downs to get 10 yards. If they need them. And that play, timeout was taken by New England.
Timeout, New England, 3rd and final team timeout.
And you knew we couldn't go the entire day without reminding you about Super Bowl 42 and the catch with David Tyree pinning it against his helmet. And then moments later, Plaxico Burress now playing for the Jets with the final points of the day in a 17-14 Giants win, spoiling what would have been a perfect season for the Patriots at 19-0. Remember, this is a Giants team playing today without Hakeem Nicks, who they miss. In a situation like this, it's 3rd and 10. Manning over the middle for Ballard. What a catch by Jake Ballard. And Ballard rolls down to the 33-yard line with a brilliant grab.
He may play a long time and not make a better catch than that one right there.
Giants hurry it up, under 50 to play. On first down, Manning gonna run. Eli Manning takes it down to the 20. And now he'll use one of his 2 remaining timeouts. And Troy, that gives us a chance to go back to that catch.
Ballard, he's trying to get to the middle of the field with man coverage, just as Cruz was trying to do. A ball thrown behind him. I think it was Chung, the safety, who thought he was going to come away with an interception. The ball was thrown right at the safety, but Ballard, it was Chung, but Ballard goes up and makes a great catch on this ball. That's an unbelievable play. Right after we show the catch by David Tyree in the Super Bowl, we got Jake Ballard making that catch up the seam, and then Eli Manning taking what they're playing so much man coverage on this possession that the guy they're not accounting for then is the quarterback. And you can run for a long ways until the defensive backs see that you've got the ball, and then they turn, and then they're able to make a play on the quarterback. But now they're in field goal range. See now if they'll take some shots down the field.
That was a season-long 12-yard run by Eli Manning. 1 timeout left.
And they want to save that one for their field goal team.
Manning. Contact and a penalty flag. Victor Cruz ends up on the ground and a flag is thrown. Sergio Brown was in coverage.
Yeah, and I don't know where Eli was really throwing the ball. I mean, there was no chance to complete this pass. And when he threw it, I thought, uh-oh, this one might be intercepted.
Number 31 to the defense. Automatic first down.
He's got Arrington on his back, and then you've got the safety over the top, Sergio Brown. But the ball was thrown. If Eli had thrown that where a play could be made, Sergio Brown would have been there to get the interception. But with the contact now, first and goal from the 1.
That was a 20-yard penalty, and now Manning is in trouble. Throws incomplete for Ballard. So here are the Giants at the 1-yard line with a second down and goal. What an opportunity for the Giants at the start of this tough stretch to get to 6-2 on the year.
I'm not so sure I wouldn't bring Brandon Jacobs in and try to run this ball here. And he's in. And then if you don't make it, you can call a timeout and throw it.
And they go to Jacobs. Brandon Jacobs does not get in. And now the Giants will spend their final timeout. And this brings up a real interesting call for the Giants. Kevin Gilbride, as it'll be 3rd and goal from that far away.
What a nice stop there by New England defensively. 1 yard to go. And they're able to stone Brandon Jacobs at the line of scrimmage. Well, now if you're Kevin Gilbride, you've got to believe they're going to take another shot, throw the ball. No way you run it here. I think I'd probably come back to the. Well, they're running in tight if they think that they can run the ball and then still have time to get the field goal team on.
Instead, Manning throws for the touchdown. Jake Ballard, who set it up, is in for the touchdown for the Giants. And Eli Manning does take his team down the field on the road at Foxborough, and he gets him into the end zone. And this will be a big one for Tom Coughlin and the Giants.
Well, what's interesting on the play was they went play action with 19 seconds. That would have been risky.
That makes it a 4-point game. 15 seconds left.
But because of the play action, you're going to see here, you're going to see the linebacker bites on the play action, and that's what then allows Ballard to get a step. They had to honor the play action. In 19 seconds, that would have been pretty risky if you run the ball there and the clock runs down. I mean, you got to be real careful with that. So you're going to throw it, but you still got to honor that defensively.
You know what, we've talked a number of times, not just today, about Eli Manning with his momentum going backward, kind of throwing off that back foot. He didn't step into that throw, but he delivered a strike to Jake Ballard, put it in a perfect spot. This guy who came to this Giants team as basically a blocking tight end, getting his opportunity with Kevin Boss going to the Raiders. He set it up with the big catch, and he cashes in from just outside the goal line. There have been 4 lead changes in this last quarter, and the Giants are on top by 4.
In the league, and the Giants are going to get the ball at their own 40-yard line. That's a 35-yard boot.
Wow.
And this crowd of over 95,000 is pretty close to being stone silent right now.
You know, Tony Romo tried to make a perfect throw on that one, and he didn't have to be. All he had to do was complete the pass. He was that wide open. You just hit the pass. Throw it to his back shoulder, nice and easy, get the completion, get a fresh set of downs, and the Giants are in a world of hurt at that point.
Nervous time.
Boy, it doesn't help your fourth quarter and overall reputation, and that's one they talk about.
From the 42. Here comes the blitz. Pick it up. Pass is caught. This is Ballard. And he already has the ball to the 38-yard line, and that's going to take us down to the 2-minute warning. Giants need a touchdown, 1 timeout remaining for the Giants. 2 minutes to go. First down at the Dallas 37. Oh, and it's an errant snap. And it's all the Giants can do to come up with it. And on the play before that, with a flag thrown, the snap was also low. When Manning was able to scoop it up, the Giants are indicating the flag should be against Dallas.
Offside. Defense number 94 lined up in the neutral zone. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Second penalty on Ware in the last couple of minutes.
Could be a season-saving penalty. Second one for DeMarcus Ware in this big moment, and Kevin Booth just shot this one over the moon. Ware at the top. Ball snapped. I mean, not even close.
So it's first down and 5 after that. Good protection. Manning throws. That's caught at the 24-yard line by Victor Cruz.
Now you can tell that the Cowboys a little hesitant now because of some of the injuries on the outside. Allen Ball forced to cover one-on-one, which is keeping Rob Ryan out of some blitzes.
And the pass is not caught. It is Manningham, who looked like he was going to make the catch in the end zone and couldn't come up with it. Second down.
Eli Manning cannot make a better throw. Absolutely cannot make a better throw. Incredible. Pressure, 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 season on the line, and Manningham can't make a relatively simple catch for the game winner. Wow.
Whoever wins, I mean, the loser's going to look back and go, are you kidding? Wow. Second down and 10. 127. Again, a very low snap. And Manning gets hit. A flag is thrown, intended for Nix. Where that time on the blitz. Here's Green again.
And Eli with another left-handed throw.
Holding. Defense number 25. 5-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Frank Walker, the cornerback.
Just got him hooked. It was Cruz with the inside release here. Going to get inside. They had him double coverage. And that is holding. But I tell you, there's Eli with this left-handed. He has made a few big mistakes with that left hand before.
Ware now comes out again. Butler lines up in that spot, 57. They block him. Manning buys time, throws, caught, and to the 1-yard line goes Ballard.
And now for the Dallas Cowboys, you almost have to call the timeouts now.
Absolutely.
You've got to take this and assume they're going to score, and you've got to leave yourself some opportunity on the backside of this.
1st and goal, and the Giants are going to let that clock run down.
Timeout, Dallas.
And they do take it. Took them a couple of extra seconds, but they're forced into it. On a 1st and goal, there's Ballard finally taken down at the 1-yard line.
Plenty of time. Really, the Cowboys dropped everybody, and because of all the injuries back there, Danny McCray, number 40, ends up in the key coverage position. But for Rob Ryan's defense, this has been a train wreck. I mean, this is, what, a 12-point lead and about 5 minutes to go, and Eli Manning is doing the impossible again.
Well, they've had some train wrecks this year. At the Jets, Lions here. Different kind of train wreck last week. 1st and goal with 60 seconds.
Interesting scenario here. If you score the touchdown, you go for 2 to try and make it a 7-point lead. But you probably don't really care if they stop you on this first one and burn a little clock.
Here's Jacobs. And Jacobs is going to get taken down at the 1-yard line. Dallas has 1 timeout left. And they will take it here. So they're out of timeouts. You're going to have
Timeout. Dallas.
2nd
This
down
is
and
their
goal.
third and final timeout. It's a 30-second timeout.
Again, the NFC East, very simple. Giants will move into a tie for 1st place and in effect own the tie break by virtue of this win. The teams will meet again week 17 at the Meadowlands. Here's a look.
And now do you have the guts to call a pass? Because Rob Ryan's going to send everybody. They are going to send the house here and force you to put the ball up on the goal line.
Jacobs behind Hynoski. He has it to the right side. He goes and he's in for the touchdown. So it's a touchdown for the Giants. They take the lead. There are 46 seconds remaining, and the Cowboys will not have a timeout.
Boy, Henry Hynoski really with a blow-up block, which was really the difference on this play. Gets underneath the shoulder pads of, I think that's Brooking, and gives Jacobs just enough. And now the 2-point conversion, and it is a big one.
To make it a 3-point lead, which would, if the Cowboys were able to get a field goal, send the game in all probability into overtime. So trying to make it 3.
50's the mic, meaning they think that he could blitz.
Instead they give it to DJ Ware, and he is able to work his way into the end zone to make it a 3-point lead.
Now this is as good a quarterback performance in the clutch with the season on the line as I have seen in a long time. Manningham drops what should have been the go-ahead touchdown. Doesn't phase Eli Manning. I don't think anything phases Eli Manning. Comes right back and does it again. He has been a one-man team this year.
29-yard line. That will go as the first turnover of the game. And it came courtesy of that bounce. So Manning back to the field. And a handoff is to Bradshaw. Uses a stiff arm and is driven out of bounds just outside the 25. You know, you get into a game like this, as we see, Kyle Williams is still incredulous that he got called for having touched the ball. But, you know, a tight game like this, a defensive battle, you know, what tilts the field in one team's favor oftentimes then is special teams. And Kyle Williams really had no business being as close to that ball as he was. 2nd and 7. Manning in trouble, just gets rid of it, ends up on his back, and Justin Smith is the guy who put him there. Now 3rd down. You know, Eli had time to get the ball out. There's just good coverage by the secondary for the 49ers. You got Cruz and Carlos Rogers is on him, but there's help over the top on the opposite side with Nix. You've got a corner and a safety giving help to him, and then Justin Smith comes in and cleans up Eli, but the coverage has been very good here in the second half.
This defense of the 49ers has been very good in the second half. Giants have added 6 times. They have only 2 first downs since halftime. Pass caught. Nix. First down inside the 15.
Well, we saw the 49ers bring the corner blitz in the first half, and they got to Eli. This time, they do not. They bring the corner here. The safety has to then come over the top and then cover. But because of the protection that the Giants had, they pick up the blitz. They then have one-on-one with Akeem Nix on Deshaun Goldson. Obviously, advantage Giants.
Realize Manning has rallied the Giants to win in 5 games this season. And his team was trailing in the 4th quarter. The turnover has the Giants inside the red zone, now down to the 6. As Bradshaw carries for 6, a flag is down.
Holding, offense, number 64. 10-yard penalty, repeat first down.
They get the center, David Boss. David Boss right in the middle, who left there in the first half for a little bit. Gets called for the hold there against Isaac Sopoaga. Excuse me.
Now 1st and 20. Manning. Incomplete. With Nix the intended receiver. Goldson on the coverage.
They try to run a high-low here on the linebacker, and then if he comes up, takes the shallow crosser, you're trying to get the ball into Akeem Nix in behind that, but Goldson recognizes it and he jumps it. These safeties for the 49ers are very active guys, both in run support as well as attacking the ball when it's in the air.
No flag. Bang, bang on the contact with the ball arriving to Nix. Now 2nd and 20. Manning completes to Bradshaw. His forward progress is stopped just inside the 17. Rodgers was there. Carlos Rogers, part of that revamped secondary for the 49ers. He's had a big year.
He has had a big year. And they do a good job, this entire defense does, and Rodgers does on this play as far as making the tackle. You don't see many missed tackles with this defensive unit.
Now 3rd down and 15. Manning, end zone. Manningham for the touchdown. First catch of this NFC Championship game. 17-yard touchdown, Manningham.
And he's on Tremaine Brock, who had to come in because of the injury to Brown. And Jake Ballard, he's on the inside. He pulls the safety out of the way, which then gives Manning a clear shot to Manningham for the touchdown.
This to make it a 3-point game. 17-14. They've been riding Eli Manning all season, and down the stretch, he gets his team into the end zone, up 3.
Tackle into the quarterback. He does the same thing with Deal there on 3rd down.
Weatherford hits it.
the ball. It's recovered by the Giants. Jaquan Williams, the rookie, knocked it out. Recovered by Devin Thomas. And the second-year receiver, punt returner Kyle Williams with no Ted Ginn Jr. available because of a knee injury. He's muffed a punt, and now this one is knocked out by Jaquan Williams, recovered by the Giants already inside field goal range.
Yeah, Jaquan Williams, I mean, he comes in there, he's able to then make a play on the ball, and you see Devin Thomas, the hustle that he has getting down the field, and the same kind of hustle that we saw earlier on the muff by Kyle Williams. So two big plays then in the kicking game for the New York Giants, getting great field position, as you said, Joe, already right here in field goal position. Punt return. The ball inside the 49er 25. It's Bradshaw. And Bradshaw with a nice run on first down inside the 20, and we go back to the play by Jaquan Williams.
Yeah, really just a nice job by Jaquan Williams coming in and trying to make a play, and as he does, he's able to get his hand then on the ball, and the job that Devin Thomas does with the hustle, getting down there to recover it. Be interesting to see what Tom Coughlin wants to do here. If he's going to just try to score a touchdown and not put it in the hands of Tynes, or set it up for the field goal.
Here's Bradshaw again. He's got a first down. And Bradshaw to the 10. Be a 28-yard field goal from here for Lawrence Tynes, who sent the Giants to Super Bowl 42 with a 47-yarder in overtime at Lambeau Field back in January of 08.
Well, it looks like right now they're going to try to center this thing into the middle of the field.
Bradshaw again cuts back, and he's down to the 6. Same end of the field where Matt Barr sent the Giants to Super Bowl 25 in their win over Buffalo back in January of '91.
Well, they're not going to center it. They're going to run it here, I guess, and just see what they can get out of this, and either score with a touchdown or make it as easy as they can for Lawrence Tynes on the field goal.
It's second down. Now they center it. And it will be Lawrence Tynes onto the field here in overtime to again send the Giants to the Super Bowl. Diassi will snap it. Weatherford will hold it. Tynes will try and end it and set up that rematch with New England. We're always waiting for that timeout from the sideline. 26-yard try. A penalty flag before the snap. A delay of game.
Delay of game offense. 5-yard penalty. It's third down.
And Coughlin can't believe it. Eli Manning came in and was trying to tell his head coach that the play clock was expiring.
And Tom Coughlin, you know, he's got the headset on, so he doesn't hear Eli Manning right away. And by the time he realizes what Eli is saying to him, it was too late.
Cundiff missed earlier for Baltimore from 32 at New England. This from 31. And now timeout is taken by San Francisco. Lawrence Tynes has been in this position before on the road. Last time at frozen over Lambeau Field. The 47-yarder to win it after missing at the end of regulation and missing twice in the fourth quarter. And now from 31 yards out,
He'll try to send the Giants to Super Bowl 46. Low snap. The kick is good. And the Giants are going back to the Super Bowl. Super Bowl 46 will be the Patriots and the Giants after this low snap. Good job by Weatherford, who has had a nice day all around.
Well, he sure has, and of course the way he punted the ball throughout this game, but to be able to secure a poor snap and get it placed then perfectly for Lawrence Tynes to kick the game winner. Officially a 31-yarder to win it for the Giants. Will represent the NFC and take on New England. And what an unbelievable first season it was as head coach of the 49ers for Jim Harbaugh and this San Francisco team. But the Giants are moving on to Indianapolis, and we go down to Pam Oliver.
Manning time. Unbelievable it's going to come down to this again.
He's been here before. Those 6 fourth-quarter comebacks, 3:46. 1 timeout and the 2-minute warning for Eli. And in a position, obviously, where you just need a field goal to take the lead. John Mara pacing. Giant defense resting.
Wow. We should just have these two teams play all the time.
On Sunday night. The Giants start from the 12. Manning 25 out of 34, 222 yards. 4-man rush. Eli throwing into traffic on the sideline. They're going to rule it a catch by Manningham. Along the sideline, they're going to spot the ball at the 50-yard line.
This is absolutely brilliant. If he makes this play, let's watch his feet. Clean catch. I think he got him down, and Eli's sprinting to the line of scrimmage.
You think he got him down, but if you're Bill Belichick, you almost have to have it reviewed.
The previous play, the completed catch versus incomplete. We'll review the play.
Right.
And remember, there is no force out, so you have to make the catch cleanly and get both feet down in bounds.
Contact doesn't matter at all. Even if you're contacted out of bounds, it used to be that was a force out. Those rules are gone. Does he have possession? And does he keep both feet in bounds is the question.
Possession of the ball all the way to the ground as far as I saw it.
There's possession.
1 foot down, 2 feet down.
Looks like he has it.
Let's see. Almost have to stop it as this catch is made because the first foot is the key one. Both feet off the ground. The catch, 1 foot, 2 feet.
Right. When does he get possession? He has possession. There it is. They're showing the crowd the same thing that you're seeing. And, of course, every Giant fan is exultant. But Belichick was almost forced into a situation, and there's Bill right in front of it. Before you can get the call from upstairs, it's so close, you're almost compelled to challenge that play. If he loses the challenge, it costs him a timeout. There he is, bird's eye view.
I tell you, the remarkable part of that play was that he maintained control of the ball, or at least every angle I could see. Let's look at Eli. Does he look off the safety? He looks down the middle of the field and comes late. Complete control. What a catch. That, in that situation, It's not quite David Tyree, but that is pretty close. That is everything you have to ask from a wide receiver. He's going to take the hit, make the catch cleanly, get 2 feet down, maintain control all the way to the ground. Simply remarkable. For the next 50 years, you'll be watching highlights of that catch if the New York Giants come back and win this thing.
That is the longest play of the game. It's 38 yards. And you talked before, Chris, about Manningham not giving Manning enough room skirting that sideline. He was out of bounds on a previous play on the other side. This time able to give him enough on the inside.
But Al, those 2 plays are different because on this one they had the rolled up coverage. So he had to go to the outside because they had other routes going down the middle. So he did it exactly right that time.
Here's Parry.
After reviewing the play's been confirmed as called. Clear possession, 2 feet. New England starts the first team timeout. We'll start the game clock on the snap.
Game clock starts on the snap. It was an out-of-bounds play within the final 5 minutes of regulation. And there is, speaking of David Tyree, you probably don't recognize him without the helmet and the Velcro, but there he is on the Giants sideline. The ball is at the 50. Clock starts on the snap. 3:39 left in regulation. 4-man rush. Manning to the outside, and that pass is incomplete. Intended for Manningham. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Boy, they had another opportunity. Got the back shoulder throw. It's wide open, and it just is completely mistimed. I don't know if Manningham didn't see it the same way that Eli did, but just completely mistimed on the play.
Second and 10. Manning, and that's a 1st down. Manningham, and he'll get taken down by Moore. And the ball is inside the 35-yard line, so they're already within field goal range 4 times.
Well, Manningham gets the deep throw, so now Sterling Moore is going to give him a little extra space. Manningham comes back, and now the game changes, Al. Now you pay attention to the clock, because what you don't want to do is turn the ball back over to Tom Brady with too much of an opportunity to go the other way.
Especially if you only get a field goal, which lets them get a field goal. If you get a touchdown, then you make New England get a touchdown.
And now the pressure might come.
Pass to the outside. Here's Manningham, and Manningham will not be able to travel very far. They'll spot the ball at the 32-yard line.
You can ask Scott Norwood. A field goal from here is no cinch, believe me.
Tell me.
That was a good read, though, by Eli Manning. The Patriots came up and showed blitz, and he just took the hot read to the outside, was probably hoping for a little better than that. Now the Patriots, you have to play a little bit more high risk here because you got to try and knock them out.
2nd down and 8. Manning chewing up the clock, already in field goal range. Here comes the blitz. He gets it away. It is caught by Nix, and he takes the ball to the 18-yard line, and that's going to take us to the 2-minute warning.
Great read by Eli, throwing right behind.
Minutes left. New England on defense. 2 timeouts. Giants have 1. They want to milk the clock as much as they can. Now the ball at the 18, already in field goal range. And Manning will keep it on the ground. They'll give it to Bradshaw. And that's a big play on 1st down. It's going to set up a 2nd and short. And they really put New England in a box right now where New England might want to use their timeouts on defense. But when you get down to a 2nd down and 3, can you do it here?
And Al, this is one of those weird situations that if your running back breaks out, you may actually tell him fall down on the 1-yard line so you can run out the entirety of the clock, kick a field goal late. Tough decision, tough to say, but it is a strategy.
Another huge play here on 2nd down and 3. Manning letting the clock go all the way down. And that appeared to be tipped, but winds up in the arms of Nix, and Nix will get the 1st down. He's out of bounds. That stops the clock, right? And now New England will be compelled to use its timeouts, but it's already 1st down and goal.
But that is going to give the Patriots a chance here because it does preserve the timeout. I thought he was going to have the first down regardless. Should have fought for his life to stay in bounds on that one.
But the Giants are going to get to use, if nothing else, if they don't get into the end zone before the field goal attempt, almost 40 seconds, and that's because of the challenge that cost New England a timeout, and they're left with only 2. Ball is at the 7-yard line on first down. Here's Bradshaw. Stopped at the 6, and they have to take a timeout here. The Patriots do. They can take another one, and then remember, that's when you can run the clock down again before you run the field goal unit out there. And at the end of the day, you're left with maybe 20 or so seconds for Tom Brady. Manningham, boy, has he come through in the fourth quarter.
Whew. Was simply sensational. Had every element of a tough catch that you could possibly have. You've got Moore pounding on his shoulder, Chung coming over for a big hit. Got to get the 2 feet down, and you have to maintain control throughout the entirety of that catch. Absolutely brilliant. And Eli Manning, what else can you say about this guy? Every time he gets in one of these fourth quarter situations, he is incredible. Beginning of the season, was asked, do you think that you're in Tom Brady's class? He said yes, and didn't back off of that comment.
Yeah, it was sort of innocuous. He was just answering a question. He is the coolest guy in the room right now. Second and goal. And Bradshaw, and he wanted to stop. He wanted to stop, and he gets into the end zone. That's exactly what New England was doing. They were letting him go into the end zone, and Bradshaw had such a big hole, and he's trying to fall down at the 1-yard line, but at least he gets into the end zone. And at the end of this sequence, the Patriots are still going to need a touchdown and not a field goal.
And there was time to talk about it here, and I guarantee you Bradshaw had been told to get down, and he just didn't do it. It is basically game over if you can convert an extra point at that moment, and now it is going the other way, and Tom Brady is going to get a chance. It's a big mistake, Al.
I don't think he expected to see the Red Sea part to that level. He saw the goal line. He tried to get down. He goes into the end zone for the touchdown that he doesn't want. It's a 4-point lead, and they're going to go for 2 points here. You might as well make it 6. And hope that even if New England scores, then you block the extra point.